Hi there, Dr. Craig Hazel here from Synergy Chiropractic. This is our spine mobility workshop. In these exercises, we're going to teach you how to keep your spine moving between your adjustments. It doesn't replace a chiropractic adjustment, but what it does is it helps to create proper motion and movement through the fullest range of motion that you possibly can, keeping strength, integrity, and suppleness to your spine. Your spine is consisted of 24 movable bones. These bones allow you to side bend, to turn, and to lift and look up and down. These bones help you to protect your spinal cord that lives in the inside of your body. These spinal bones must be maintained throughout your lifetime. Without proper maintenance, we know that within 2 weeks, you will start to get irreversible scar tissue forming as a result of any one of the bones in your body, including your spine, if any of them stop moving properly. So these series of exercises have been handpicked to give you a lot of the best opportunity to keep them moving between your adjustments, okay? So the first exercise that we're going to do is simply called a thoracic push. You're gonna interlace your fingers in front of you and you're gonna push your hands out as far as you can. While I'm doing that, I'm opening up the space between my shoulder blades, pushing my hands as far as I can. Then, without moving my arms, I'm going to push my chest through my shoulders. And then I'm going to round my back and open up those shoulder blades. So if you can look at it from the side, I'm opening up and then pushing through. Opening up, pushing through. We're going to do 5 of these. Nice, smooth, controlled. I don't want to see you poking your chin forward or retracting your head. I want to keep your head as still as possible the whole time, just moving from the shoulder blades. Okay? The next one we're going to do is called cervical rotations. Imagine there's a paintbrush on the tip of your nose and you're simply just going to draw a very large circle with your nose. We're going to do 5 rotations to the left, and then 5 to the right. Okay? The next exercise is simply called a cervical translation or a neck translation. We're going to interlace our hands just on our elbows, and without moving your shoulders, I want you to push your right ear towards your right shoulder as far as you can, and then to the other side. Just trying to create the movement from the base of your neck. What we don't want is to try to bend the head. We want to just simply shift across, keeping the eyes and the ears level the entire time. Let's do 8 to each side. Okay? The next series of exercises should be done every single day regardless. These are called your spinal hygiene exercises. Imagine, if you will, the 24 movable bones in your spine as a stack of blocks. We're going to move the top block as far as it possibly can, then the second block, then the third block, and so on. So from the side, it's going to look something like this. I'm going to take my chin down, moving that top block as far as it can, then the second block, then the third block, then the fourth block, then the 5th, 6th, 7th, and so on. And I'm going to try to reach down towards my toes, moving each individual segment as far as it possibly can go. When I get down to as far as I can go, I'm going to start to retract, moving the bottom block up as far as it can, then the next block, then the next block, then the next block, coiling all the way back up to the start position. If you find that your balance is a little challenged, what you can do is, when you do this one, reaching down, put a chair or an ottoman or a sofa in front of you, so that way you can reach down towards and make sure that you're stable. All right, so the next one we're going to do of the spinal hygiene is we're going to side bend. So I'm going to take the top block as far as I can, then the next block, then the next block, and so on, dropping the shoulder down, starting to move into the upper back or the upper thoracic spine, into the middle thoracic spine, then the lower thoracic spine, upper lumbar or low back area, reaching as far as I can. When I do this, I want to keep my hips as square as possible. I don't want to twist in any way. So I'm just going to side bend as far as I can, then I'm going to coil back up to the start position, and then I'm going to tilt and go back to the right. Each one of these movements, you want to stretch it out over about 15 to 20 seconds. They should be done very, very slowly so that you take time to really think about moving each individual block as far as it can. Finally, we're going to do some rotations. Putting your hand straight out in front of you, you're going to turn your nose as far as you can, each individual segment. As your head gets to its furthest position, you're going to feel the pull coming through your upper back and your shoulders as you start to turn your mid-back into the upper part of your low back, and then finally down to the lowest part of your low back. Again, I'm trying to keep my hips as square as possible. I don't want to twist my hips with my body. I really want to try to work on turning with my spine. So I'm going to come back from that start position all the way to the beginning, and then I'm going to turn to the right and move all the way as far as I can. Once I get as far as I can take a deep breath in, let it all the way out, and then just turn a little bit further so that I get the most of that motion that I possibly can, okay? So the next ones that we're going to do are the lumbar circles. And this one is just real simple. Hands on your hips. You may have done this one in gym class at some point. You're just going to rotate, keeping your feet against the ground, pushing your hips forward. Again, we're trying to keep our hips stable and square. We don't want to be twisting. We simply just want to try to keep our head still while we turn our hips. We're going to do 5 one way, and then we're going to go back 5 the other way. 4 and 5. The next series I'm going to go through, we're going to do down on the ground. Okay, so now we're going to do what we call the cat-cow. So in an all-fours position, what I want you to do is you're going to tuck your chin into your chest as you pull your rear end up and in, making a big arch in your low back. Then you're going to push your chest forward through between your shoulders and arch your back up. And again, we're going to do 5 of these. So we're going to arch up as high as we can, try to push against the ground, lifting our mid back up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to push through, lifting our heads up. And again, when you're in this top position, you're letting your breath out, but you're also contracting your abdominals to help you get that highest position. And extend back. One more. And then finally, down, okay? The next one we're going to do, we're going to lay flat on our backs, and this one is called the hip twist. And essentially what you're going to do is you're going to lay flat on your back with your shoulder blades against the ground. And what I want to do is I want to just let my hips fall to the side, trying to keep my ankles, my knees together, while I touch my outside knee to the floor, keeping my shoulder blades against the floor. I'm then going to contract with my abdominals and my obliques through the sides of my torso, and I'm going to rotate to the other side. Again, we're going to do 8 to each side, trying to keep those knees together, ankles together, shoulder blades down. Feet stay in contact with the ground the whole time. We just want to go slow enough that we're controlled and that we accomplish what we're out to do. We don't want to try to speed through these because, again, we're trying to get each individual spinal segment to move properly with proper muscle and motor control. This is 6 and 6, 7 and 7, one last one, 8 and 8. Okay, this next one we're going to do, you're going to lay flat on your back first, and then you're going to roll to your side, So now your knees and your ankles should be stacked again. Your head can just rest down on the ground. Your hands are going to start together. And what we're going to do is we're going to keep our knees and our ankles together while we try to open up our chest and get that other hand to lay flat. So just so you can see this, I'm going to turn my body. So if you can't see my legs, I'm going to rotate open and try to touch my shoulder blades to the floor, keeping my knees down. I'm going to rotate back, and I'm going to do 5 to each side. Nice and slow, taking about 5 seconds to do each movement. Okay, once you're done that, you're going to rotate to the other side and do 5 more. If you find that it's tough to get you into the right position, lead first with your shoulder. Try to push that shoulder as far as it'll go, and then take the arm. You'll find that you can open your chest up a lot easier. Even if you can only get to this point, that's okay, because we're going to start to work at getting you as open as you possibly can. Okay? So, those are the spinal exercises to increase your spinal mobility. These can be done every single day, so don't worry about waiting an extra day or doing them every second day. The other thing I would mention with this is don't be surprised the first couple of times that you do these that you may be a little bit stiff and sore the next day. The reason being is because we are working these muscles, we're working these tissues that haven't worked properly for some time. So for some of you, you may find that this is a bit challenging. Stick with it. You will find that the next time you do these exercises, you're going to feel a lot better, and you should also know a big change in your energy and your mobility. I hope it helps. Thanks.